There is something else.
What else?
I think this story will appeal and interest everyone. So Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what this is.
Fox Sports.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just a little bit of context here. Fox Sports has a long lineage of like maybe injecting FX and shit into sports that maybe it just didn't need to.
Are you speaking ill of their football playing robot that shows up on my TV every Sunday morning?
Wait,
talking about the robot that just sort of raises up from the end zone like a crazy sleeping Pacific Rim Jaeger and just like
yes, I'm speaking of Cletus, the robot, the football playing robot, everyone's favorite mascot for Fox Sports Television.
Did they do the lightning puck?
The glow puck.
Yeah,
yes,
the glow puck. Okay,
from the 90s. That was just
I remember that.
a crime. It was just a hockey crime.
Hey, you see the puck? You can see the puck behind the net now. That's
yeah, sure. No, that was it worked real well.
Okay.
I mean, I was like 9 when that came out, and I just remember looking at my dad and being like, "Fuck is this?
Yeah,
fuck is this, Dad?" So they are adding to certain games.
Certain games, like real games.
Certain baseball games. They're adding in a virtual crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there other places doing that too?
Well, you don't mean you don't mean just audio. You mean people in the stands.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second because I think that's truly fascinating. But they are basically like cut and pasting that generic ass 4 animation crowd that's in every baseball game, skinning them up and doing what they do to make them wear like the home team garb and whatnot.
And to be clear, this is different than the like putting cardboard cutouts in the stands and like the other things that other leagues have talked about doing. This is literally they are taking the fucking crowd from SmackDown versus Raw 2013 and imposing them into the background of every shot. Like there is someone going, eh.
Yeah, I want to see how the foul balls work.
They need to take the what was the best one was the Forza audience. Remember the like it was just all
the cardboard cutout people. Yes,
like their arms folded and just kind of like bored. Take those.
Wait,
guys.
So y'all think that cardboard cutouts are better than the digital ones?
I don't know what better is. I just know that this is a much more expensive solution than perhaps just making cardboard cutouts. Yeah.
Is it more expensive? I don't know. I guess probably.
You know, people are paying for the cardboard cutouts apparently too. Like they're paying
like you get your own
themselves on there, or like their
that's
pets.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah,
are they just wearing like sponsored shirts and stuff like that? Like just
getting out Schweppes has a big
that's right. That's right. It's just a Schweppes can undercover with sunglasses and a hat, just like opening up its shirt.
Score in the baseball game.
Yeah, just opening up its shirt, kind of pointing to its Schweppes logo.
So, we are all living through a very bizarre period of time. I know that's the understatement of the goddamn century.
Yeah.
But, okay. I'm like, why not? Sure. It'll get me to fucking at least look at a GIF of it or something. I don't know.
Are they adding crowd noise?
So here's the thing. They are okay. I've been watching. So like I said, hockey is back. They're starting their,
their
augmented Stanley Cup playoffs this weekend. And I did watch a couple of the exhibition kind of warm-up games this week. And as someone who watches a great deal of hockey, I noticed that there is some sort of white noise / maybe let's just call it like arena tone that they are pumping in, and they are mixing very well that I can't like it kind of feels like someone is monitoring it in a way that when there's like a close play in front of the net, you almost, and I can't tell if it's psychosomatic, but you almost hear like the oohs and ahs of a play in the crease. I don't know if I'm going crazy.
So there was I heard on NPR there was a story. I don't know if it was from BBC or what. I think it might have been on the BBC about a story about a person who is doing that work. They have licensed crowd noises from EA and stuff because they have all the stems for all that stuff, all the plays marked and libraries, and it's somebody's job to kind of anticipate a little bit or to kind of hit the reaction noise at the right time. For I want to say there were certain leagues were doing it for football or soccer.
So someone in chat just told me there is someone controlling fake audio for the NHL, and I buy that. I kind of wish like maybe there is a story that I just haven't seen, but I want to read about that. I want to see like who's doing that. Maybe I have to do this.
I want pure silence.
So I had thought about that too, because the cool thing in hockey is that there's so much talking on the ice that I would almost want to hear everything. And I kind of feel like that's because even if you sit close enough at a hockey game, you can hear the players on the ice. But yeah, like for me, I just want to I want to see that. I want to hear that.
Yeah, like I that has already borne some fruit, like in the MLB stuff. Like you are definitely hearing a lot of players cussing at each other on the field when they don't have the fake crowd noise. Like it was definitely one I saw a clip going around to someone saying, "Get on the fucking mound," which the announcer was immediately like, "Oh well, folks, yeah, see here we have mics on this thing," and
which is echoing through an empty stadium, just like super loud.
I'm almost positive I saw something that said like all live sports in 2020 are on like a 10-second delay, just because stuff like that.
So there's two things here. One, I agree with the sentiment that a completely like crowdless, noiseless sports game, doesn't matter if it's baseball, hockey, basketball, whatever, is uncanny in a way that is disconcerting to watch. I totally get that. This is also an insane problem to have because we're already talking about an insane solution to a problem, which is to say trying to do sports when we still have not got a pandemic under control to begin with is just inherently insane. And the fact that we are throwing this much technology at the weird sound of sports as opposed to trying to keep the players like paid and not necessarily having to risk their fucking lives to play a goddamn Marlins game is bizarre. But it's all bizarre. Everything is bizarre right now. Everything is fucking insane. So I don't even know how to react to stuff like this because the whole thing feels like it just should not be to begin with.
I'm a little shocked that we haven't had piped in noise during regular season. I would have thought that they would have juiced the crowd up.
It could be a thing. I mean, obviously you don't have to address that when like people are in the audience. Stadium. Right. Now I feel like obviously you got to say something because clearly there's no one there. I don't know. The baseball noise is not as authentic. I feel like again, I don't watch.
I've only seen a clip of one game that had the noise, and it did feel off. It didn't sound quite right.
It just seems a little weird. It just seems like it almost just seems like you're wearing like noise canceling headphones and you're hearing like the outer audio around that, if that makes any sense. But I was super impressed with the job with the mix they did in that hockey game. So I want to find out more about that. It's pretty cool.
Weird period of time.
And they're playing like they're doing the music, they're doing like the chants, the announcements. I don't know if they're doing the chants because they're only playing in 2 bubble cities, so it's
does the virtual audience do the wave?
Yes, in baseball they do the wave. I'm not fucking around. That's what they do. Yeah.
I was fucking around.
Yep. Again, expect anything.
You got to write.
It's
this
already
article.
programmed in.
Yeah, maybe I'll put together a video next week or something. I'll try and talk to someone.
Like at what point are we like when they've realized that this is not working and they have to cancel more MLB games and stuff like that? Is it just they're just going to hand PS4 controllers to every player and just be like, all right, you got to learn how to play this MLB, play MLB the show, and
but yes.
And it's the skill level is going to be like, well, it's the real players controlling their player, so if they're good.
They were streaming. I forget who was doing it. They were streaming hockey players playing NHL a couple months ago.
Like for a gag or like as like whoever wins this goes to the Stanley Cup?
No, not like for actual NHL stats. You monster. But,
it's gonna be baseball players in like separate rooms, and a pitcher's gonna throw a ball like at a pitching park, and they're gonna measure the velocity, and then they're gonna have to have a batter with like a t-ball stand hit a ball there to measure that, and then like throw something randomly at another player with a glove. Like the amount of hoops I feel like they're trying to jump through, and I understand it's a lot of money at stake here for the stakeholders in this, but you're absolutely right. Like the amount of hoops that they're trying to get through to make this work seems a little ridiculous when I have a survey on my desk that I have to fill out tomorrow whether my kid goes back to school or not. Like it is like one of those things.
Yeah, and on top of that, let's be clear, the people who stand to lose the most out of this money-wise are the ones that are also the least at risk for what will actually happen to the players on the field. It's the owners. Like, it's the people that run the league. Like, they are the ones that can sit in a box somewhere and not have to be out there and potentially contract a potentially fatal fucking disease just so that baseball can keep happening, you know? And it's like, in the end, yes, obviously there are players that want to do this, that believe in continuing to play the game and what have you, sometimes for financial reasons, sometimes just because they want to be out there playing. But like, the reality is this is happening because owners have decided that the loss of money is ultimately unacceptable to them.
I mean, it does seem some sports are definitely doing it better than other sports, but yeah.
I mean, baseball is doing it the worst as far as I can tell.
They don't see it was wild. I do not follow baseball that closely, but I never had ever thought in a million years that their plan was just we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna play baseball. I just assumed they were doing a bubble thing.
But also, oddly enough, baseball being the one sport in the U.S. where you're probably the most distanced by virtue of the whole, like the catcher and the batter are probably the people who are, and just listen.
But you're in that dugout. You're in that dugout full of dudes.
Right, but like, do you have to be? Like, I don't know.
Probably yes.
Right. I don't know. Listen, what do I know about that stuff? Nothing. All I know is that it doesn't seem to be working out the way that they keep intending. All right.
I mean, yeah.
What else? Yeah, go sit in the stands are full. Go sit next to a virtual wave goer in the stands.
Go sit next to the Schweppes can.